Hi everybody, it's Kisha from VisionaryLegacyProject.com. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to stop comparing yourself to others. Comparing yourself to others, especially for creative people, is just a really terrible habit. And if it's something you do often, it's something you should try to work on stopping as soon as possible. It saps your creative energy, and you never come out good at the end of it. So it's just a really terrible habit to have, and it's something that you should work on getting rid of. So these are a few things that I do that I found work in terms of helping stop comparison. So here's a few things that I do. One is if you find yourself comparing yourself to someone, use it as an excuse to get inspired as opposed to beating up on yourself. And what I mean by this, if you see someone that has whatever, something you want, the life you want, the body you want, the man you want, the woman you want, or the life it seems that you'd like to have, or elements about their life that you'd like to have. Instead of then going to the next phase, which is like looking at what you have and what you don't have, and looking at the space and the gap between where you are and where they are, get inspired by it. Like, look at what it is that they have, and start thinking about, well, what habits does that person have that might be useful to me in getting me from where I am to where I want to be. What of those things could I start implementing today? Like, turn the impulse into action. Because normally if you're seeing someone that has something that you want, or you're comparing yourself to someone that has something you want, there's something in there that you might not be doing, or maybe you haven't taken action on yet, that you can start doing now. Like, use it as a reason to just get inspired and start doing something and moving yourself in the direction of the life that you do want, as opposed to endlessly comparing and contrasting based on the life that you have now. Use it as an excuse to move forward. The other thing is just to recognize that you have no idea what you're measuring. We look at people's lives, and with all the social media, we look at Facebook, or we look at clips, or we look at things, and we think we have an idea of exactly what goes on in people's lives, but we absolutely don't. It's a fantasy that we make up. And people go through great lengths to only show certain parts of themselves, or only show, reflect like the best and most polished version. And as we all know, because we know from our own lives, that's not really the whole picture. So just know that as a basic premise, comparison, you can never get it right, because you'll just never have all the information. The other thing is, to remember that you can have the feeling of anything that you want right now. So if you see someone with something you want, or with the ability to do something that you want to do, whatever that is, when you've distilled it, understand that you can sit and have a 20-minute visualization that gives you the feeling of having that thing right now, whether you have it physically in your hands, or it's in your life possession or not. And allow yourself to do that. Allow yourself to experience having this thing you want to have. And get specific about what it feels like and what it would be, and luxuriate in the vision of it and in the promise of it, because it'll help give you motivation to do what I said in the beginning, which is like, if there's a new habit, or something that you can take action on, that's going to help give you some juice and help give you some additional motivation to actually maybe put that thing into motion, or to get to be prepared and emotionally open, and just universally ready for whatever it is that you actually want. The other thing is, a thing that I love to do about this is to get a powerful affirmation and repeat it daily. My all-time favorite affirmation about comparison is from Deepak Chopra, which is, I am beneath no one, I am superior to no one, I am fearless, I am immune to criticism. I added to that, I think he just says the first two, but I daily recite that to myself in the mirror. I look at myself and say that over and over again. I am beneath no one. I am superior to no one. I am fearless. I am immune to criticism. And when you do it enough, it kind of acts like a firewall. Like, so you've got some built up stamina. So if the day comes or you're in the moment and you notice yourself doing it, you click in with that affirmation in the moment. Or a lot of times if you do it daily, you'll find that just by nature you'll stop comparing yourself, especially if it's a habit that you've built up and do a lot. But I find that that's mine. You might want to get your own, but for me, that one works really, really well, especially when done on a day-to-day basis. And it's something I sort of chant it sometimes and do it over and over again. I find it very effective. But whatever your affirmation is, get it, recite it, do it daily, hourly, if it's something that you need to do. Another thing that I find fights the desire to compare and contrast and be in competition with is to acknowledge and celebrate your own uniqueness. When you get in the habit of acknowledging who you are, acknowledging the things that are special and different about you, then you'll have less need to compare yourself to others, because you'll know that we're all designed to be unique and different creatures. I mean, we love to group together, and there's a comfort in the sameness and the collaboration. We're designed to sort of be social creatures, but at the end of the day, there's something about you that's different from every other person on the planet. There's a unique fingerprint inside of you. There's a unique thing that you do, that you create, that you be, that's just different than anyone else walking the earth. And when you learn to embrace that part of you and celebrate that part of you, and acknowledge that it's supposed to be different. There's things about you that aren't supposed to be like everybody else. And when you get a habit of doing that, it soothes you, and it soothes that part of you that wants you to be alike everyone, because you're just not designed to be. And your strength and your power a lot of times are in the things that you do different. Especially for those of us who are artists, the people who create, there's something about you. There's a way that you see the world. There's a way that you process that's just a little bit different, and that's where your money is. Quite frankly, that's what makes it stand out. Artists that get acknowledged and seen do so because what they do doesn't look quite like everything else. And comparison kills that part of you, that very fragile part of you that's different. But when you learn to acknowledge it and celebrate it often, and celebrate who you are and celebrate your unique self, then again, the comparison need also goes away along with that. So I hope this was useful to you, and that you were able to use these techniques in order to help reduce your desire or your frequency of comparing yourself to other people. But let us know what you think. Check out the blog, visionarylegacyproject.com, and we hope to see you back here again soon. Thanks.